So the first thing I need to do is I need to put in a trigger volume. So I'm going to go to volumes. I'm going to type trigger volume. I'm going to have a box for this. And I'm going to make it big enough that it fits the scene. So I want to be sure that the player definitely hits this thing. Okay. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to set up the interactivity. So in other words, this new trigger volume has to communicate to the door. And so we need to set up a system whereby the door and the trigger volume can talk to each other, and we do this in the level blueprint. So if we want to open the level blueprint, we go to blueprints and we go open level blueprint, and it will go away and it will give us a blueprint. Need to make sure we can see it. Okay, so we have 2 items in the level, and these items are called persistent. In other words, they aren't generated when the game runs. They're already in the level because they're already in the editor, and they will remain in the level until we either do something like delete them in the game, or we delete them out of the level through the editor. So we have a trigger volume and a door. So I don't need this stuff, so I'm just going to delete it for the moment. So we have a door, and if I right click here, I have the door selected and it says create a reference to the door. So I'm going to click on that, and that gives me the access to the door. In other words, this particular actor is now referenced in the blueprint. And what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to change the door requirements. And if I click on this node and drag off, I think it's called door requires. So if I just type in on the search door, I can see I can set the door requires. And then at the moment it's on void, so I'm going to set this to locked. Now this line is the executable line. In other words, it's the line that drives this function. Nothing will execute unless it's been given a driving or a connection into it. And the connection into it comes from this object. So this trigger, if I right click, I can add event by trigger box 1, and I'm going to go for a collision, and then I'm going to say when the actor leaves the box, which is add on actor end overlap. And then I'm just going to connect this to here. And I'm going to compile that. And now if I play this and I go through this door and then I turn around, the door is locked. Any questions? Should we build it? Let's press